Well, good morning, you guys. Oh, I am pooped. I'm still dragging. I need more coffee. I need a lot of energy right now. I'm off into town, obviously. I ran into town yesterday, into Fort Smith, and went and got some flashing and tried to find some ridge vent foam type material so I can actually do like a bug screening on my rain screen and everything. And man, trying to find that in town was a nightmare. That's something that normally was always readily available, like extremely readily available all the time, and I could not find it for the life of me at Home Depot or Lowe's. And I went over to Sutherland's, which that's my other spot in Fort Smith area, where it's like, all right, last resort. If Home Depot doesn't have it, Lowe's don't have it, Sutherland's, they tend to have it, and they tend to be having really good prices on a lot of stuff. So I wanted to go check out over there and see what they had and all that. And they had one roll, but I needed a lot more than just one. So and they are proud of those things, man. Holy crap. I remember when we did the tree house, I think they were only like 35 bucks per roll. Now they're $70. And I'm like, holy crap, man. That's that literally doubled the price from when I remember buying it just a year ago or a few years ago, you know. So that happened. And then today I was like, well, because I got back late last night and everything else, I was like, well, let me go over to S&W. I'm pretty positive he's got it. And I'm pretty positive, if I remember right, that it was right around like 55 bucks. It was in my mind or something like that. So I was like, I'm pretty sure they had it cheaper and they had a lot more of it. And I'm going to need more than just, you know, one. I might need two, might need three, something like that. From all the math and everything I just did, I've already ran my errands, got it. I needed three. So glad I did that. Glad I waited and actually got to go over there and get it, because it was cheaper. It wasn't $55, it was $61.55. I knew there was a 55 on it though. So $61.55. And that's a bit cheaper. I'm gonna save myself about $10 a roll, so 30 bucks, you know. Every little bit helps when you're buying a whole crap ton of material one way or another, you know. So definitely helped out right there. And now I should have all my materials that I need to start on the siding. One thing that I didn't really think about, because I was just looking all over the place yesterday in Fort Smith, and I was going a little nutty. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, man, trying to add all the numbers together, trying to get my math together, trying to get everything in my mind of like, okay, this is what I'm gonna need, this is how much I need, and trying to find it was the harder part of everything, because I wanted specific metal flashing that will kick out basically at the bottom of the siding and basically give me a transitional piece in between the siding and the what is right now foam on the outer side of the block. But eventually we're going to be putting actual like rock or block, or not block, brick, or we're gonna put something. It's gonna look really nice when it's all said and done. So I needed to make it enough jotted out to where I can finish up all my pieces correctly and everything else like that. So that was a little tedious trying to find those pieces, and I wanted to get the pieces in hand. You know, if that makes any sense to any of you guys. When you look online for availability at any store, you'd be surprised on what is actually in the store, because that inventory is not right at all, ever. It's always off, it's always wrong, it's always what in the world is going on here. Always. It's if you don't believe me, go ahead, go look at some of that. I did a bit of warehouse work in my younger years, and had to deal with a lot of the inventory and trying to deal with a lot of that kind of stuff, man. And you would be surprised on what the numbers says versus what the actual inventory is and everything else. And it's like, what in the world happened? Where did it go? How is it, you know, this way or that way? You know, it's a lot. And a lot of it comes down to whoever the heck is checking in that material and counts that material. And if they count too many, you're off. Or if they count too little, you're off. It doesn't take much. And then by the time that you go to look at the store, you either have a lot more than what it says online, or you have nothing versus what it says online. And it happens a lot. So I'm tired of, you know, trying to place those orders and be like, yeah, it should be ready for pickup by noon. Go out there to pick it up by noon. You know, you leave before you get that text message, because it's like, I've got an hour to get out that way. I'm going to give them about 4 hours, and I'll leave in 3 hours. And then by the time that you leave, it tends to work out to where they've already pulled your stuff or whatever. But I've had it happen many times where, you know, you go to do that, and it's, you know, you think that they have it all because it says that they have inventory, a crap ton more than what you're getting. And then you go to the store and they're like, yeah, no, we don't got that. We're going to have to order it. And we're like, wait, what? I thought it would have already been pulled by now. They're like, did you get a text message? We're like, no, you said, or it says online that you got the inventory, so I just was assuming that you guys were coming. But that's the whole part of assuming right there. It makes an A out of me and you for assuming, right? So, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Never assume things. So, it's always nice to have your hands on the material and, you know, looking at it physically and being like, yeah, this is what I needed. This is what I wanted. And, yeah, Home Depot said that they had some of the flashing. And when I went there, pretty much all the flashing was kinked one way or another. And I'm like, no, that ain't gonna fly for me. I'm not buying that. Not when it's $10 a stick. Why the heck would I pay $10 for something that's kinked? And I have to buy 16 of them? Like, that don't seem right to me in my mind. So I'm like, man, that ain't happening. Went over to Lowe's. Thankfully, Lowe's had exactly what I needed, and none of them were kinked, none of them were damaged or anything else. They were really nice, and it was only like $4.98 or $4.89 per stick. So I was like, sold. I'm not gonna be mad about that. You know, it's pretty nuts though, because normally Lowe's is more expensive than Home Depot, but that wasn't the case for this one piece. I was really thoroughly happy on that one. I'm not gonna lie. So there's that. Now I've got the vent stuff, the mesh stuff. I've got to cut them all into strips, but it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. I will be happily cutting those into pieces because I do not want bugs in between my wall or anything else like that, and I want them out. And I need to make sure that that's going to do what it needs to do. So I'm pretty happy with this. It's coming together. I've got pretty much all my stuff together for siding. I'm extremely curious to see how this is going to work out and how it's going to play out, how it's all going to go. We're going to see, but it should go together pretty well. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to get the house completely sided and the exterior completely done, to where I can just focus on the inside. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, just focus on the inside and then go work on the outer side when you can or whatever, but the seasons are about to change. And right now it's raining, but it ain't raining, right? It's been threatening for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And it's rained a little bit here and there, but it's one of those things where it's like, should I get up there and finish up the ridge vent? Or should I start on the siding? Or should I do this or this, you know? And there's a lot of back and forth, but I really don't want to cut into the roof and then have a crap ton of water coming into the house. Now I could cover it up, you know, but it's just a lot more back and forth, a lot more hoping that I can move everything. It's a lot of back and forth. I really don't want to be going up and down, up and down, up and down a ladder, fighting with everything when it's this disgustingly hot up on that roof, plus with the rain aspect of what it is. It's saying only 20-30% chances of rain for this whole week, basically, except for like, I think there's like 2-3 days that are like 40-50%. But it's always those 20-30% that it rains out here. And I know they're only talking about, you know, the area. They're only 20-30% of that area will get rain. Well, I'm part of that 20-30% that always gets the rain when they say 20-30%. When it says 50, we don't really hardly ever get any of the rain. So it's one of those things where it's like, man, I really don't want to. I want to, but I don't want to. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But I have a feeling it's gonna happen right around the first week of September. I'm gonna get up there and get in there and do it. Now, another thing with the ridge cap, we did order a solution that we're going to be able to spray on the whole roof and take care of the plastic film that is what they call alligator skinning or whatever it's called with the plastic film. But I'm just saying, whatever, let the sun alligator skin it even more, because that solution is going to need to get into those cracks of the alligator skin to really peel off nicer or come off nicer. So I'm just going to give it this month and let it be what it is, get as much of the siding done as possible, and then most likely the first week of September get up there and start cutting into the ridge and actually start to get that thing going. From what I can see in the almanac and from what I can see in the weather data and history and whatnot like that, we tend to get a really good storm the first week of September. So as soon as that hits, that's when I'm going to want to get up there on that roof and do it. Right after that goes through, and it's like, all right, we should be in a good spot to where it shouldn't rain anymore, hopefully. But then again, I don't know. This year has been very interesting in the sense of rain and weather-wise. So ideally, I hope that it does rain a lot more in September. But historically, data-wise, it just doesn't seem to be in our cards with where I'm at and everything else like that. This year, or this month itself, right where we are is the historically where there's isolated showers and thunderstorms all until September, until that first big old storm that we tend to always get in September. So we'll see what happens. I'm sort of playing it by ear, and I'm trying to plan it out correctly and everything else like that, to where I'm not dying, or I'm not going to kill myself out there on the roof or anything else like that. So it's been a lot of back and forth and a lot of moving and grooving. It's been a lot of everything, which I'm extremely happy about, because we've been making a lot of steady progress in every which way, shape, and form. Like, I know that you guys over here on Real Life, you get to see a lot more than just the build stuff that we put out on Simple Life and all that. So I thank you guys so much for coming along and, you know, being a part of our journey and everything else, and following every little bit of what we're doing and what we're getting into. So I really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys so much, because you guys are the true MVPs. You guys like watching us, you know, chit chat about what's going on and showing you guys, you know, the random animal updates and, you know, forest updates, the 41.36 updates, and our family updates, all that kind of stuff. Like, you guys thoroughly enjoy it, and we thoroughly enjoy having you guys enjoy it. So I hope you guys continue to enjoy it, and we're gonna just keep on trying to push out more and more content for you guys each and every day we can. So it's been a heck of a time though. I'm thoroughly happy with how everything's going out. This year has been a little bit crazy, a little chaotic, you know, but it's life, you know. And when you have 3 kids that you are trying to give them the world, you know, and you tend to have to shift things one way or another, or, you know, it's the same thing when you're building, you're having to shift things around one way or another, and you have things come up in your life one way or another, you're having to shift things, you know, it adds a lot of things, you know? And it's really awesome that we're able to do what we're doing, and I'm happy that the kids are thoroughly enjoying school, and they're about to start some school activities and sports and just all sorts of stuff. This week is there's a lot of back and forth for me to town and to meetings and everything else for them, and it's going to be a lot. But the schedule that me and Mel have put in place for everything has worked out really well, and it's coming to be a beautiful thing. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I know I'm enjoying it. But there's not really a whole lot to update y'all on, other than I went to town yesterday, got the majority of the stuff. Went to town this morning, got the remainder of the stuff. Right now, I'm heading home bright and early. Why I left early in the morning so I can get back before I get to 9 or whatever and get to work. There's gonna be a hot one today. Another hot one. So hopefully I can just stay in the shade and work myself around the house and keep it rolling. So see how it all pans out and how it flows. I'm really excited about all this. Hope you guys are. So, until the next one, you guys, we really hope you have a good one. And until then, we'll catch you there. All right, later.